Hello, it's Melissa with Melissa's Creations, and today I'm going to show you how to do this shadow technique. Isn't that just gorgeous? On the Oh Happy Day. This is from the Scenic Sayings stamp set. It is such a fun stamp set. It's one of my all-time favorites, and I'm going to show you how to do this fun shadow. So the supplies you need for this card is going to be a piece of Emerald Envy cardstock. This is for our base. It's just cut at 8.5 by 5.5 and scored in the middle at 4.25. So there is our card base. I have a piece of Whisper White here. This piece measures 4 by 5.25. I have another piece of Whisper White, and this piece measures 3 by 3. And I have a piece of our designer series paper from the In Colors stack, the 2016-2018. This is in Emerald Envy, and this piece measures 3.5 by 3.5. I have a piece of Emerald Envy ruched ribbon. This is about 6 inches worth. And then we're also going to use these awesome enamel shapes. These come in all of the color families. This is from the In Colors, the 2016-18. This is Emerald Envy again. So we're doing a very emerald colored theme here for our card. So let's go right into the technique on how to get your shadow. So I'm starting with the 3-inch square of Whisper White cardstock, and I have my Oh Happy Day mounted on my D-size acrylic block, and I'm using Emerald Envy Classic Stampin' Pad. So what we want to do is ink that up, and we're going to stamp off because we want a lighter image on the bottom. So I'm going to bring in a piece of scratch paper, and you could stamp on this as well. So I'm going to ink that up in full ink, and then I'm going to stamp it off once, and then I'm going to stamp it onto my Whisper White. I'm going to give it a little bit of a huff just to make sure it's very moist. And we're just going to stamp that right in the middle of our square, like that. And now we're going to bring in our Stampin'-A-Jig. Now I did show this earlier on one of my creative quickies, and I've already stamped this image. So you just line this up, your imaging sheet, into the corner of your Stampin'-A-Jig, and then you stamp down and you're left with that. So now I'm going to bring in my square, and I'm going to put my imaging sheet right over the top so that I get this shadow effect. And when I have it centered where I want it, you bring your tool back in, take your imaging sheet away, and now we're going to ink up in full ink and stamp right on the top, straight down and straight up. And we have that really fun shadow on our sentiment. Now we can just put the rest of our card together. So I'm just going to take some snail adhesive, and this part is stinking fast and easy. I'm going to use some fast fuse on the back of that white sheet, and I'm just going to put a little bit on either side so that I can wrap my ribbon around it. And I'm just going to wrap it right around like this. I want to make sure that that ribbon doesn't go anywhere, so I'm just going to put some Scotch tape on the back of that just to hold that ribbon in place. Use some more fast fuse. We're going to take some of those enamel shapes, and I'm using the stars on here. And then the last thing is just to put our bow on. So I'm going to tie my bow. And the way that I like to tie my bow so I get a really square knot is I like to do 2 loops like this, and I'm tying it on the spool so I know how much I can trim off. So I'm just going to cross those 2 rabbit ears, tuck one under and through the loop, and then your ribbon will kind of want to wrap around like that. Just let it do what it wants. Let it be happy, and then there we go. Just fluff out those little tails. Now I can trim that off. We'll trim that at an angle, and we'll trim that one. and you have a beautiful bow. And you can see that on this side we have a nice square knot. You could really use any side, but that side looks prettier, so I'm going to use that. We're just going to grab a glue dot, and I'm also going to put a glue dot under my ribbon on the front so that it sticks down to my card, and then I'm going to put my bow right on top. Just like that. And that is the shadow technique. So much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this technique. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of this card. If you'd like to get any of the supplies you've seen here today, you can do so over at my website, melissascreations.com. Click on Shop Now and write down that hostess code. If you use that hostess code before the end of the month, I will send you a thank you card next month. If you spend $50 or more before shipping and tax, you'll get that thank you card as well as another handmade goodie. If you spend $150 or more, don't use that hostess code because you'll qualify for your own hostess rewards, and I'll still send you those 2 goodies. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have an awesome day.